Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for coming here right now to learn some more. What are we doing? We are learning how to receive feedback. Sometimes feedback you will get will be good, and our natural reaction to that will be really happy. Yep, so we're going to learn how to graciously accept good things that are said to us, but also how to listen to criticism and to show that we are emotionally mature and resilient to be able to want to improve and learn from any suggestions that we are given without taking personal offense to that person. I think it's a very important skill that we have in today's consumer-driven society, because people have a voice. We're always writing reviews, and we live in an email culture when people can very quickly let you know what they think about something. So here we are. Let's learn. First of all, what can you say if someone says something complimentary towards you? Well, you could say, "Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it." So the way this sentence is constructed, it comes across as being quite genuine, because I've got so, yeah. So it shows that I really appreciate it. And we've actually even said that, I really. So it's the so and the really that indicate that, that this is important to us. Here, it's really nice to know I'm on the right track. So that's the kind of thing you would say to your boss, because you want to show that you are doing things in the way that they want you to do them. Now, the vocab I've used here is the kind of thing that we would say in normal speech, but if you're trying to use really good vocab, then nice isn't a particularly good word. So should we think of something that we could replace nice with? It's you could say, it's reassuring to know that. Yep, reassuring. I'm going to write that down. Reassuring to know that. On to my next one. That's really kind. I have to say, though, that such and such a person deserves the credit. So what I'm doing there is I'm showing that I'm not selfish, that I'm prepared to give someone else the glory for something that went well. That's really kind. I have to say, though, that it means like, I can't not do this. Yeah, I'm such a good person that I have to do this. They deserve the credit. Or my fourth option, very simply, so glad you liked it. Yeah. Maybe you've been playing in a concert and someone saw it. I'm glad you liked it. That's great. Sad face. Yep, they didn't like it. So what we're trying to do here is show that we're listening, yep, to show that we care what that person thinks. Okay. So I'm trying to work out, what was it that they didn't like? Sorry, yeah, I'm sorry you didn't enjoy that. I'm sorry you didn't enjoy your meal at my restaurant. Well, that's good to know that the chicken soup tastes revolting. Yep. So I'm showing that I want to make my restaurant better. Yep. I'm going to go back into the kitchen now and improve the recipe. Thanks for pointing it out. Yep. You're making the customer feel valued. And you're also creating a culture where you're given suggestions for improvement, and it helps to make the restaurant better or the business better. Okay, second way. ah, yeah, you're right. I was just trying to, so this is, here we're being a little bit defensive because we're kind of trying to explain what we were doing. So if I was teaching a lesson and someone watched it and they felt that it hadn't gone well, then I might say, yeah, no, yeah, you're right. I was just trying to make it interesting for such and such a person, but by doing that, it meant that this happened. Okay? Right. Now, sometimes we can just have one-word sentences in English. Interesting. So that's short for that is interesting, but I just say interesting. And then you're asking for advice. How do you think I could improve it? How do you think I could improve it? Yeah, you're showing that you're not closed off. You're open to feedback. Now, this comment here, this is in response to if the other person says, "Oh, I hope you're not upset by that." Then you say, no, not at all. Me upset? No. It's great to get some honest feedback, actually. No, I'm not upset. No, it's this is helpful stuff. Yeah, I'm getting better. Now, if the feedback involves someone else, then you can say, I'll certainly pass that on. Yep, pass it on. I will share that information. Okay, so I'm about to rub this off now. So why don't you just pick a couple of phrases for you to write in your book? Do you have a book? Pen? Yeah, why don't you pick one right now? Yep, good, because we're going on to the next page. Sometimes you might not agree with what they say, in which case you still need to be civil and polite and show a good attitude, but you could invite some sort of discussion about that. So a phrase to use maybe, I see what you're saying, but don't you think that? Yeah, I see what you're saying about the chicken curry, but don't you think the consistency is pretty good? Or I see what you're saying, but don't you think actually that the flavors are quite strong in that dish? Don't be sort of, you're wrong, yeah, because then we're going to have some sort of nasty argument. Or, to be honest, what I was trying to do was, what I was trying to do with this chicken curry is to give you a really nice hot meal with lots of authentic flavors of India, but not everyone likes it. So thank you for telling me. And I'm really sorry if you felt disappointed by the dish, but do bear in mind that 99.9% of my customers have been very happy with that dish. So we're not being a total walkover, a pushover. We are kind of fighting our corner a little bit. And then it's always important to try and finish on a good note. So you could offer to try and do something to make the situation better if you have received criticism. Would it help if I brought you out another dish? What about if I went into the kitchen and fixed you up a da-da-da-da-da-da-da? Why don't you come back another day and I will offer you 50% off the bill? I know, let's. Okay, so I'm not getting all upset by any criticism. I'm thinking on my feet and I'm finding solutions that are going to work for both of us. Okay, so let's recap. We have received compliments and we have thanked the person for their feedback. It's best if you don't get like too overexcited by someone saying something good. Yeah, take it, it's nice to hear, but it's not like, what? And we have received criticism, and we've listened to the points they have to make. But if we really disagree, then we're going to come into a discussion. And then at the end, we always make sure we have a good conclusion to any kind of feedback. Why don't you have a go now at doing the quiz, just to reinforce the learning and try and memorize these phrases. If you're a subscriber, thanks. Make sure you keep watching my videos. Notifications, let's have them. And I will see you in the next video. If you want any extra help, honeyourenglish.com for Skype tuition in writing and speaking. Thanks for watching. See you soon.